That morning, a little girl comes back from the supermarket, but the second she reaches her apartment building, she is grabbed and surrounded by a team of armed officers in full gear. They pressure her into telling them if there is a special way to knock on her apartment door. The girl gives them a knocking pattern, but it is the wrong one on purpose. The team gets into position and knocks exactly the way she told them to. Once they force their way in, the apartment seems quiet, but that silence is a trap, because someone brutal is already inside, waiting for them, and the person behind it is a legendary hired killer known as Leon, the professional. A few weeks earlier, things were already moving toward this. Two men are talking, and one of them assigns a job: eliminate a new mafia figure who has been rising in the city. The target's name is Jones. Jones and his crew are living comfortably inside a luxury apartment, acting like nothing can touch them. After Jones finishes fooling around, one of his men from downstairs reports that someone is asking to meet him. That instantly flips a switch. Jones orders his entire crew to spread out and guard every entrance to his floor. Then the elevator dings. Someone is coming up. The doors open, and what rolls out is not a visitor. It is the dead body of one of Jones's own men. And the worst part is, nobody can even see who did it. The attacker moves like a ghost, silent, smooth, and impossibly precise. One by one, Jones's men drop, and the fear inside that apartment keeps growing. Jones has never felt terror like this before. Soon, everyone around him is dead. Jones panics and starts spraying bullets in every direction with his machine gun, hoping he hits something, anything. But the hitman he is facing is on a completely different level. Jones gets so desperate that he even calls the police for help. He does not realize it is already too late. In the middle of that chaos, the assassin is suddenly right there, close enough that Jones's throat is held at the edge of a knife. This killer does not waste words. He forces Jones to call a number, and on the other end is a rival mafia boss in the same city. Jones is made to deliver a simple message: end his business in the city or he dies. Jones is shaking, but his life is spared. The assassin disappears, and Jones never even gets a clear look at his face. That hitman is Leon. After finishing the job, Leon looks almost ordinary again, like just another man heading home. Back at his apartment building, he runs into his neighbor, a 12-year-old girl named Matilda. And right away, it is obvious Matilda does not come from a comfortable life. She carries herself like someone who has been stressed out for way too long, to the point where she is already smoking just to cope. She even asks Leon not to tell anyone that she smokes out in the hallway. Later that afternoon, Matilda's father is visited by two men. They accuse him of hiding a portion of drugs that had been entrusted to him. He insists he did not steal anything. One of the men, Malky, tells his partner Stan that Matilda's father is swearing he is telling the truth. Stan does something strange. He leans in and smells him, almost like he believes he can detect lies by scent alone. After that unsettling moment, Stan decides he believes him. Still, belief does not mean forgiveness. He gives Matilda's father until noon the next day to find out who actually took the missing drugs. Meanwhile, Leon lives a completely different life. Despite being one of the most feared hitmen in the city, known for eliminating powerful mafia figures, his personal life is incredibly simple. His apartment is bare, no luxury furniture, no flashy possessions. He spends his days cleaning, cooking, and carefully tending to his plant. It is quiet, disciplined, and almost peaceful. The next morning, Matilda's family goes about their usual routine. She argues with her sister over what to watch on television.
She's gonna hit me!
Her little brother, only 4 years old, moves around the apartment unaware of the storm building around them. Her mother is already dressed up early in the day, though it is unclear where she is headed. Then the phone rings. It is a boarding school in New Jersey. Her father had enrolled her there, a strict institution known for handling troubled children. The school calls to confirm that Matilda is expected to return unless there is a valid reason not to. Hearing this, Matilda feels completely abandoned, like her own parents are trying to send her away. That same morning, while Matilda's home is filled with tension, Leon spends his time at the cinema watching an old movie. When he returns to the apartment building, he runs into Matilda again. This time she is bruised from being beaten by her father. She wonders out loud if life is always this hard. Leon, who rarely shows emotion, feels a flicker of sympathy and hands her his handkerchief. Trying to return the kindness, Matilda offers to buy him a carton of milk. She heads downstairs to the small store at 11:55 in the morning, unaware of what is about to happen. Around the same time, Stan and his men return to collect on their agreement. Leon hears footsteps in the hallway and quietly looks through his door's peephole. Without any warning or negotiation, Stan forces his way into Matilda's apartment with a shotgun. Within moments, Matilda's mother and sister are killed. Shockingly, her father hides in the bedroom, too terrified to intervene. When Stan enters the bedroom, he does not kill him immediately. Instead, he orders his men to search every corner of the apartment for the hidden drugs. Matilda's little brother, only 4 years old, manages to hide under the bed. In a brief moment of distraction, Matilda's father grabs a shotgun he had hidden and fires. One of Stan's men is killed, and Stan himself is wounded. But panic spreads fast. Frightened by the chaos, Matilda's little brother comes out of hiding. A bullet fired by one of Stan's men pierces through the wall and hits him. The child does not survive. Matilda's father continues fighting, thinking he may have taken Stan down, but suddenly he is shot from behind. The bullet only injured Stan's arm earlier, not enough to stop him. Malky tries to calm Stan, who keeps firing into Matilda's father's lifeless body in a burst of rage. Not long after the massacre, Matilda returns to the building with her groceries. Even before she reaches her apartment door, she senses that something is terribly wrong. The hallway feels different, too quiet. She does not panic. Instead, she keeps walking, holding back her tears. Without stopping at her own door, she heads straight to the end of the hallway and knocks on Leon's apartment. By now, she already knows her family's gone. All she can hope for is that Leon opens the door and gives her some kind of shelter, even if it is only temporary. One of Stan's men standing guard outside starts to grow suspicious. Inside, Leon hesitates. They are nothing more than neighbors. Letting her in could change everything. After a long pause, he unlocks the door and pulls her inside. Back in the apartment, Malky notices a family photo and realizes they have only killed 2 of the 3 children. He orders his men to find the missing girl. The guard outside remembers seeing a young girl walk into the neighboring apartment. He moves closer to check. Behind his door, Leon is already prepared to fire. At the last second, Matilda turns on the television, and the sudden noise stops him from pulling the trigger. Luckily for them, at that same moment, Stan's men finally find the drugs they were searching for. With the police likely on the way, Stan orders most of his team to leave. He keeps one man behind to report that the job has been completed. Inside Leon's apartment, the reality settles in. Leon offers his condolences for the loss of Matilda's parents. But Matilda explains that she does not mourn her father, who had been abusive. She does not mourn her mother either, since she was only her stepmother. Even her sister was not someone she felt close to. The one loss that truly breaks her is her little brother. He was only 4 years old. He was the only one who ever comforted her. Now he is gone. Leon does not know how to handle emotions like this, but he tries in his own quiet way to comfort her. After things calm down a bit, he gently asks if she has any relatives or anyone else who can take her in, because he cannot keep her there forever. While he steps into the kitchen to grab some milk, he suddenly hears a noise. Matilda has opened a box on his table, revealing bombs and weapons. At this point, there is no more hiding the truth. When she asks what he does for a living, Leon finally admits it. He is a hitman, but he has rules. He refuses to kill women or children, and his services are expensive, up to $5,000 per target. That is when something clicks in Matilda's mind. She sees him as her way out, her chance to avenge her little brother. She tries to convince Leon to train her, offering to become his maid in return. He refuses immediately. That night, before going to sleep, she thanks him for saving her. Leon sits alone, conflicted. At one point, he even picks up his gun and considers ending her life while she sleeps, thinking it might spare her from future suffering. But he cannot do it. The next morning, he tells her to eat breakfast and leave. He does not want this complication in his life. But Matilda is not giving up. She offers something unexpected. She can teach him how to read and write, because he is illiterate, and she insists that she truly wants to become a hitman. Almost out of frustration, Leon hands her a gun and some basic instructions, telling her that if she wants to be a hitman, that is her choice. He makes it clear he works alone and does not need a partner. And in his eyes, she is still just a child who does not have the courage for this world. Suddenly, Matilda grabs the weapon and fires it without the slightest hesitation. No fear, no shaking hands. That single shot changes everything. Leon has no choice but to leave the apartment he loves. He is furious and warns her never to do something like that again. But despite his anger, Matilda manages to convince him to let her stay, at least as his helper. They move into an old hotel. The elderly receptionist assumes they are father and daughter, and Leon does nothing to correct him. Matilda even fills out the rental forms for them, quietly covering up the fact that Leon cannot read or write. Once they settle in, Matilda starts begging again to be trained as a hitman, at least in theory. She says she wants to become strong, someone who can survive in this world. This time, Leon's heart softens. That afternoon, Leon visits his longtime associate Tony and asks for an old weapon. Tony is surprised because the gun inside the box is usually meant for beginners, not professionals like Leon. Still, Tony senses that something in Leon's life has shifted. He warns him that any major change can affect everything else, and sometimes those changes come with consequences. Later, Leon takes Matilda up to a rooftop. The box contains a sniper rifle. It may seem advanced, but Leon explains that the better the hitman, the closer he gets to his target. Distance weapons are for learners. Experts like him can finish the job up close with something as simple as a knife. Matilda begins her training. She learns how to hold the rifle, how to control her breathing, how to steady her aim. Eventually, they choose a target, a politician jogging through a city park. Under Leon's guidance, Matilda pulls the trigger and hits the target on her first try.
Watch his movement.
I'm all right, I'm fine.
From that point on, she follows Leon's daily routine. Weapons training, cleaning, taking care of the plant, morning exercises. Her life becomes structured and disciplined. At the same time, Leon studies reading and writing with determination. They are both learning from each other, but Leon's routine is strict and repetitive, and Matilda starts to feel bored and exhausted. One day, she decides to lighten the mood by playing a character guessing game. For the first time, we see Leon truly enjoying her presence.
What a beaut.
Gene Kelly?
I don't know, I give up.
John Wayne.
He even opens up about his plant. To him, it is like a best friend. It never complains, never judges, and always looks content. Matilda suggests that if he cares about it so much, he should plant it in real soil so it can grow properly. Soon enough, they are laughing and splashing water at each other, almost like a normal family.
Yes!
The next day, Leon visits Tony again, but this time the conversation is different. For years, Leon has never taken his full payment, only small amounts for basic needs. Tony is shocked when Leon brings up money. Tony assures him that all his earnings are safe. He reminds Leon that he once found him, trained him, and shaped him into who he is today. He also warns him about getting emotionally involved again, reminding him of the pain Leon once went through because of a woman. When Leon returns, Matilda suddenly says she is in love with him. Leon dismisses it as childish talk. In his mind, what could a 12-year-old possibly understand about love? Not long after that, Leon leaves for work. He keeps his usual calm expression, but once he steps outside, it is clear that Matilda's words linger in his mind more than he wants to admit. That afternoon, Matilda causes trouble again. She goes downstairs and, for no clear reason, tells a hotel staff member that she and Leon are a couple. The employee is visibly shocked. It is reckless and unnecessary, but that is Matilda, impulsive and unpredictable. As if that were not enough, she sneaks back to her old apartment. She gathers a few personal belongings, a doll, some clothes, and a bundle of cash hidden under the floorboards. But when she sees the mark left where her little brother's body had been, the grief crashes back over her. All the pain she has been holding inside resurfaces at once. At the same time, Stan returns to the crime scene with two other officers. It becomes clear that he is actually a narcotics officer. The two policemen with him are trying to question what really happened, especially how a 4-year-old child ended up dead during a police operation. But Stan knows how to protect himself. He twists the narrative, makes excuses, and shields himself from any real investigation. As Stan leaves the apartment, Matilda secretly follows him to find out where he works. Not long after, Leon returns. He is slightly injured, but he walks in with a small smile and a gift for Matilda, a new dress. She says nothing. Her mood is dark after discovering Stan's identity. Soon, the hotel staff confronts them and forces them to leave because of Matilda's earlier lie about them being lovers. Even then, Leon simply accepts it, brushing it off as the behavior of a 12-year-old girl. After treating his wound, Matilda asks to talk seriously. She places $20,000 in front of Leon and offers it as payment to kill Stan and his men. She wants revenge. Leon refuses. Instead, he hands her a gun and tells her that if she truly wants to kill Stan, she can do it herself. His refusal frustrates her deeply. To her, it is simple. Stan murdered her little brother. She has the money. Why will Leon not take the job? But Leon knows something she does not. Revenge does not erase pain. He has walked that road before, and it left him empty. He does not want Matilda to become like him. Then Matilda does something extreme. She loads a gun, leaving 2/3 of the chamber filled, and proposes a deadly game. If she pulls the trigger and survives, Leon must train her properly, not just in theory. If she dies, he can return to his old life, free of responsibility. She pulls the trigger, but Leon stops her in time.
I love you, Leah.
After that moment, he has no more excuses. He gives in and begins taking her along on his jobs. To start, he introduces her to Tony. Her first task is simple but dangerous. She knocks on doors, pretending to be harmless, convincing targets to open up. Once the door's unlocked, Leon handles the rest. Sometimes he even allows Matilda to pull the trigger herself, but only as a lesson, never as the main executioner. To celebrate their first successful mission, Leon takes Matilda out for a fancy dinner. For a moment, he almost convinces himself that she is older than she really is, even letting her have a drink. Slightly tipsy, Matilda keeps insisting that she is truly in love with him. Leon listens, but his reaction stays calm and distant. From that point on, they work together again and again. Matilda's role remains the same. She approaches the target first, gains their trust, and gets the door open. Most of the time, it works perfectly. But one day, a target sees through the trick and nearly shoots her. Leon reacts instantly after hearing the sound of a weapon being cocked. Within seconds, he takes the man down using one of his precise techniques, something he calls the ring trick.
That's the ring trick.
A few days later, Leon visits Tony unexpectedly. This time, he looks uneasy. He makes a special request. If anything happens to him, he wants all the money Tony has been holding for him to go to Matilda. Tony nods, surprised that Leon is thinking that far ahead. When Leon returns home, he tells Matilda he has to leave for a job. This one is too dangerous to bring her along. He also admits that sometimes he needs to work alone. Matilda does not take it well. She feels like he still does not see her as a true partner. That afternoon, Leon is gone longer than usual. Matilda cleans, shops, and even gets bored watching television. But he does not come back. With too much time to think, she makes a reckless decision. She decides to handle her revenge on her own. She sneaks into Stan's office building, pretending to be a food courier. The plan works. She manages to get past security and follows Stan into a restroom. Suddenly, she steps out behind him. Stan already sensed he was being followed. He assumes she is just a messenger sent by drug dealers to deliver money. But Matilda does not lie. She openly tells him that she wants to kill him and avenge her brother. Stan has no hesitation about killing anyone, man, woman, or even a child. He is ready to eliminate her. But before he can act, one of his men rushes in with shocking news. Malky has been killed by a hitman. The news throws Stan off balance. Instead of killing Matilda immediately, he orders his men to take her into another room while he steps away to calm himself. Meanwhile, Leon returns to their apartment and finds a letter on the table along with the $20,000. In the letter, Matilda explains that she has gone to confront Stan. The money is meant to pay Leon in case she fails and he has to finish the job for her. Leon panics. He moves fast. In less than 10 minutes, he takes down the guards at the entrance and eliminates 2 of Stan's men who are holding Matilda. When he sees that she is still alive, the relief is clear. His speed and precision allow them to escape before anyone fully realizes what just happened. That night back at the apartment, Matilda tries to apologize in her own way. She wears the dress Leon bought for her and attempts to prove her love by offering herself to him. Leon gently refuses. Instead, he opens up about his past. Before coming to the city, he once fell in love with a girl from a wealthy family. Their relationship was never accepted because of their different social status. Every night she would sneak out just to see him, until one day, her own father decided to end her life. What hurt even more was that the police ruled it an accident. The man walked free. Consumed by grief, Leon took revenge and killed him. After that, he fled to America, becoming the man we see now. And even after all of that, the pain never truly left him. It is a reminder that revenge does not heal anything. Later, Matilda makes one last request. She asks Leon to sleep in the bed with her, since he always chooses the couch. It is not about romance anymore. It is about not wanting to feel alone. Meanwhile, Stan pays a visit to Tony. He shows a strange kind of respect, acknowledging Tony's reputation in the underworld. Based on witness descriptions, the hitman who killed Malky looks Italian, the same hitman who stormed his office and rescued a 12-year-old girl. With the building surrounded and pressure mounting, Tony has no choice but to reveal that the man they are looking for is Leon. The next morning, Stan orders his men to quietly infiltrate Matilda's apartment. What they do not know is that Leon is already prepared. One by one, he eliminates them without mercy. Stan refuses to confront Leon directly. Instead, he stays downstairs and calls in nearly every available police unit in the city. Soon the building is surrounded. Wave after wave, officers try to move in, but their numbers mean nothing against Leon's skill. Fear spreads among the remaining men. One officer attempts to peek inside, only to find Leon's gun pressed against his forehead. Leon demands that Matilda be released. They comply. Slowly, the officers retreat while Leon takes one of them hostage. He shoots a hydrant pipe, filling the hallway with chaos, then fires blindly down the corridor before sealing the door again. Even in the middle of a siege, he still worries about his plant. Snipers are aiming through the windows and time is running out. They move to the kitchen. Leon uses a gun and an axe to break open the exhaust wall, creating a small escape hole. It is barely big enough for a child. He forces Matilda to crawl through it while he stays behind to hold off the approaching officers. She refuses at first, insisting they leave together. But Leon promises he will meet her at Tony's place in 1 hour. In those final moments, he thanks her. He tells her that she brought color back into his life after so many years of emptiness. Outside, the police prepare a bazooka. Not long after Matilda escapes through the vent, the rocket is fired into the apartment. The explosion shakes the building and officers rush inside. They search the wreckage but find no bodies. From their point of view, Leon and Matilda must have escaped. Stan is furious. But hidden among the fallen officers is one man still breathing. He is carried away for treatment. When the mask is removed, it is revealed to be Leon. He survived by switching clothes with one of the officers he killed earlier. Meanwhile, Matilda makes her way through the basement and slips out unnoticed. At the same time, Stan catches a glimpse of Leon being treated. His face clearly matches the description, unmistakably Italian. Stan quickly forms a plan. He orders the basement cleared, confident that Leon will try to escape through that route. He is right. When Leon leaves the building, he heads toward the basement exit where a car waits at the end of the path. Stan has been hiding there all along. As Leon walks past, Stan shoots him from behind. In his final moments, Leon manages to confirm that the man who shot him is indeed Stan. With his last breath, he tells him he has a message from Matilda. Then he hands over what looks like a small ring, which is actually the pin from a grenade. A second later, Stan is gone in the explosion. Matilda reaches Tony's place safely. There she is told that Leon is dead and that he left everything to her. Since she is still a minor, Tony will hold the money and let her withdraw what she needs each month until she becomes an adult. But Matilda does not care about the money. She says she wants work. She wants to be trained as a hitman like Leon. Tony is immediately angry. He tells her that she should start a new life instead. If she truly wants to honor Leon, she needs to live differently. She should go back to school and rebuild her future. With no other option, Matilda returns to the boarding school her father had already paid for. She tells them her parents died in a car accident, which is why she is coming back. Her teacher says she will try to accept her as she is. Eventually, Matilda opens up about her family's involvement in drugs and how she has spent the past few months under the care of a hitman. In the final moments, Matilda takes Leon's beloved plant and places it into real soil in the garden outside the building. Just like the plant, she has survived. And just like the plant, she now has a chance to grow. All because of Leon. So the moral of the story is if your neighbor waters a plant like it is his soulmate and answers the door with ninja skills, maybe just borrow sugar and mind your own business.